Hello everybody and welcome back to Albert vs. the Asylum. Today, we're taking a swing at yet another entry in the Asylum's most famous franchise, Sharknado 3. Now, as you may know, I'm not the biggest Sharknado fan out there. I'm more of a Mega Shark man myself, but I'm willing to keep an open mind. Maybe this will be the one. Maybe Sharknado 3 will be the Sharknado that I can finally love with all of my Asylum-loving heart. Let's dig into it and find out. Ladies and gentlemen, you're looking down the barrel of the brand new Shark Gun. It's a shark that's also a gun at the same time as still being a shark. This is just footage they took of Ian Ziering running away from the police who are trying to bust them for filming without a permit. And that's the story of how Finn Shepard solved Washington, D.C.'s pigeon infestation.
Mr. Shepard, the president needs you right now.
Hang on, Mr. Shepard.
Whoa, that was a close one. They almost ran right into that product placement. Sharknado 3. You will believe a man can be chauffeured around Washington, D.C.
This is Agent Devereaux.
He can take down a storm full of flying sharks, but the finer points of opening a door elude him.
Semper Paratus.
Hey man, you scratched the paint on my car!
Repent! The end is there! Repent!
I hate to break it to you, buddy, but I don't think we're even close to the end of this franchise.
I've done this many times before.
Well, you had two hands then.
Really? You're gonna go there?
Are you making a big deal about my perfectly articulated robot hand again, Mom?
Reporting that a massive tropical storm is heading directly.
And on your left, you'll see the world's largest golf ball.
The Satellite Center is tracking the tropical depression and recommends residents make arrangements to evacuate if necessary.
No, your eyes do not deceive you. This is, in fact, former Congressman Anthony Weiner, proving that you know your life has gone astray when appearing in a Sharknado movie isn't even in the top 10 of most embarrassing things you've done.
Ladies and gentlemen, for his heroic action,
Do you get it?
both New York
Do you guys get it?
and Los Angeles,
Do you get why the joke is funny?
countless lives,
It's because it's
alerting
Mark
the world
Cuban,
to a new
and he's
terrifying-
on a show called Shark Tank.
It is my great honor.
And Sharknado's a movie with sharks in it.
Highest civilian commendation.
It's funny.
The Presidential Medal of Freedom to Finley Allen Shepard.
Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen.
I just ripped a massive one. You'll all be smelling it in a few moments.
Mayor of New York City.
It's good to see you again, Finn.
It's great to definitely be in the same room with you and not completely across the country at another time.
We want to present you with this. You are the very first member of the Order of the Golden Chainsaw.
I'm really happy for you. I'm gonna let you finish. But Beyonce had one of the best videos of all time.
There's just so many questions I want to ask you, and there's...
Martin.
Sidekick to the rescue. Go ahead, get out of here. Ladies and gentlemen, I was in...
You know, it was a bold move to pivot away from the sharks in Sharknado 3 and instead highlight the problems of newfound celebrity.
I know your wife wrote a book.
Oh no, it's my yearbook photo! I thought I destroyed this thing years ago!
I know how this is gonna sound, but I can sense these storms now.
Also, you have a folder with a giant picture of the storm, and there was that newscast saying the storm was coming.
It's not a pretty one.
Sure, we'll go with Psychic Finn.
Last year. Sorry.
Oh no, not the guy who gave Finn a ride in his Uber. He was my favorite character. 77 sharks ago, our forefathers brought forth on this sci-fi channel a new series, conceived in epicness and dedicated to the proposition that all sharks are created awesome.
Hey, where are you going? Wait for me!
He's got Larry the Cable Guy with him, hurry!
Hey, I am the chief of staff!
Excuse me, do you have any openings on your team? I have an excellent resume.
We gotta get out of here.
You can't do that.
There's no time, Madam Vice President. Let's go.
No, no, I mean, I want to be the one to have Abraham Lincoln. Can we trade, please?
2, 3.
Where's this bugger? Here's the base. Whoa!
Where did that shark come from? Until new information presents itself, I'm just gonna assume he got lost on a tour of the Capitol building.
This literally is one of the most secure areas on the face of the earth.
Excuse me, we got separated from our tour group. Have you seen the bathroom anywhere? Also, our brother was down here somewhere. He looks a lot like us.
What do we do now? We fight.
All right, but don't hit me too hard. My face is very sensitive.
The armory, let's go. But your policy was to save the sharks.
Nobody attacks my house.
If his policy is to save the sharks, why was he giving a medal to the man who's best known for killing them? Typical politician talking out of both sides of his mouth. Drain the swamp! That's the government for you, throwing away valuable taxpayer money to feed worthless sharks.
Hail to the chief.
I've grown tired of these guns.
This is for America, baby!
Also, my kudos to the guy who waxed the floor. It's super slippery. This is amazing! You just got busted. Fortunately, now that they're outside of the giant building, they're completely safe from flying sharks.
Come on, hurry.
Don't say it.
I said nothing. Except happy birthday.
Thank you, Grandma May.
Love the new hair, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you for dropping that offhand line about why I look completely different than I did in the previous film. Real talk, though. They had to recast Finn's daughter because Audrey Peebles, the girl who played her in the first movie, was off shooting Jem in the holograms. And you have to imagine that there was a brief, shining moment where she believed that that was a step up in her career.
I want to see you home by 9.
I'm 18.
10.
Mom!
I haven't been 10 for 8 years.
Love you. Bye, little growing thing.
Hi, welcome to Universal Orlando Resort.
Thank you.
You bet.
We got
No doubt you're sitting there thinking to yourself, this is a jammin' tune. Can I buy the Sharknado 3 soundtrack? To which the answer is yes. And perhaps you might further ask, is that soundtrack available on vinyl? To which the answer is also yes. Now, you're probably still on the fence. You say, Albert, it's available on vinyl, but is it available on a clear red record? Oh yeah, baby. Oh yeah.
Martin's on his way to New York.
He's fine. What about you?
It's all good. The doctor said the baby's doing great.
As long as it's healthy and I'm there when it's born.
That's all I care about.
It doesn't even bother me that it's not mine. Here's a question. Why did he drive from Washington, D.C. to California to stop for gas?
Now go live to Hoda and Kathy Lee. They are broadcasting from Universal Orlando.
No, there's no indication that there's any storm on the horizon here.
Who implied that there was? We're talking about Washington, D.C. Why are we even cutting away to Orlando, Florida? No one cares.
Oh, great. I've got a couple of VIP treatment front of the line express passes for you. Great. You want me to walk you up? Yeah.
Wow, Universal Studios Florida sure does seem like a fun vacation destination in the sun.
Oh, be good to him. You know, he's the only dad you have.
Yes, but that's because he got my other dad killed by sharks in the first movie.
You here? If I turn around, are you gonna surprise me?
No, I'm just outside of D.C.
I'll surprise you.
And by just outside of D.C., I mean a gas station in California.
See you soon, Dad.
I'm going to go right now to NBC News correspondent Tom Levinson.
He's reporting in from Wyoming because why not?
Okay. Thank you. All right. Have fun, guys. She forgot her phone.
Hey, your phone!
Okay, I can accept that there are storms that suck up sharks and make them fly around and kill people. But this is a bridge too far. There is no way that a teenager leaves behind her cell phone and does not notice immediately.
This is the Heidi and Frank show, and we are covering the destruction and mayhem that is Washington, D.C. right now. The Sharknado has pretty much destroyed everything in sight.
It's so bad that residents are reporting having to drive as far as California to buy gas.
The sharks on this destruction, I blame one Finn Shepard. It seems like everywhere he goes, destruction follows. Do not think it's a weather anomaly. I think he has a plan, and wherever he goes, he destroys.
Nobody else survives, yet Finn Shepard and his family seem to always survive just fine.
The worst part is this is actually the truth. Finn does bring Sharknadoes with him wherever he goes, and his family are always the only ones who survive. At some point, you have to stop chalking that up to blind luck. We heard Finn Shepard was coming! Run! Save yourself while you still can!
Nova?
That's right, it's a Sharknado party now because Nova is here. Ladies and gentlemen, every second that Nova is not on screen, for me, is like Sharknado light. I'm completely baffled as to why this woman is not the star of this series. She's clearly 10 times more awesome than Finn. Why aren't we just seeing her adventures? Just kill Finn off and make it the Nova and April show. Please. I'm begging you, Sci-Fi.
We are proud to announce today that we have here on loan from NASCAR, Brad Keselowski's stock car, along with the Xfinity stock car.
Okay, let me see if I can unpack this. We have product placement for Xfinity and Bud Light. Inside product placement for NASCAR. Inside product placement for Universal Studios Orlando, Florida. It's like the product placement turducken.
You didn't look very semper paratus in that ditch.
I rented a car. I had to improvise.
Yeah, you keep telling yourself that, Finn.
I've been tracking all this activity since LA. Plan ahead, saving as many lives as possible.
Unlike Finn, who just runs around getting everyone killed. Again, in case you'd forgotten which one of these people was awesome.
Tracking out. You know where I'm at all times?
Friends are supposed to look out for each other, right?
Yeah, like for instance, whenever I'm friends with someone, I sneak into their house and implant a tracker in their neck.
Nova.
Because I care.
It's been over a year since I've heard from you. I was worried.
Believe me, so were the viewers.
There's a lot of work to get done.
You know, the sewage tank on this RV ain't gonna pump out itself.
LA and New York. That Freon thing you did in New York was way cool, by the way.
Badumptis.
What'd I say?
Lost my friend Sky in that storm. She sacrificed herself for April and me.
But she was using a comically oversized slingshot when she did it, so it's kind of a mixed bag, emotionally speaking.
I think this is where you found me. I mean, I got swallowed whole, and there's no way I could have passed through the intestines.
You need to let this go.
Wait a second. Go back. Is that a coffee machine behind a giant clock face? And if it is, where can I buy one?
We found ice. They're staying up in the clouds for long periods of time. They're surviving up there, Finn.
And now that we've explained this plot hole, no one can say Sharknado doesn't make any sense ever again.
Well, I mean, tornadoes in general. They touch down, dissipate, and reform all at low pressure zones.
The entire East Coast is a low pressure zone.
Well, that particular screen seems to be showing a weather system on a completely different planet, but sure, Finn, we take your point.
How about June? No, April, May, June. That's ridiculous.
You're right, April. And now back to the part of the story about sharks that can survive in the clouds.
Actually, about New York?
No. I'm going to Orlando. April's expecting...
Not to mention the fact that they've got the Xfinity NASCAR car over at Universal Studios Florida.
and me.
Can you say bucket list?
To Orlando.
Wow, this is so much fun. I love Universal Studios Orlando. Is the Xfinity car still here or did I miss it?
Monogram. April, no!
April, yes! That's right, folks. It's time for Super Ninja April Wexler! Super Ninja April Wexler extends her chainsaw hand! Super Ninja April Wexler retracts her chainsaw hand and doesn't do anything.
So, what's it like having a famous dad?
What's it like having a tool for a best friend?
Yeah, okay, I get it. Don't want to live in a shadow, be your own person. Did you dye your hair to make a statement?
Are we missing dialogue here?
Kidding.
How do you go from your friend's such a tool to I bet you're worried about standing in the shadow of your father and that's why you dyed your hair?
Pretty much.
This is Nova and Lucas. Nice to meet you.
Heard your son's doing a tour.
Yeah, we were hoping we can turn it into a spin-off series, you know, like Sharknado in Afghanistan or something. We're still in early talks.
Getting dangerously close together. Noah's monitoring them every second.
They keep talking about this really giant boat full of animals, but that seems like a bad plan to me.
Enough and then merge? The whole storm must have to rotate.
Merging Sharknados?
Sharkicane.
Can there be such a thing?
I could be wrong. Biometeorology is not really an exact science yet.
So don't bother writing in telling us what we got wrong unless you're an expert in biometeorology. But you're not, because no one is. Checkmate.
General, I need a plane. My family's in Orlando.
Yeah, I know. That's what they told me. I've got one last plane you can still take.
I could obey orders and take it to safety with the rest of the planes, or I could hand it over to a civilian who wants to go to Florida to see his family.
Sergeant Rock will take care of you from here.
Be safe.
Good luck.
Mr. Finn.
My real actual name is Sergeant Rock, and I am cooler than you will ever be.
I assume you know how to fly.
Yeah, a little bit. My son taught me how.
Well, that's all I need to hear to hand over a multi-million-dollar piece of the government's technology. Have at it, son.
Your bird's all gassed up, flight suit's in the back.
But I only know how to fly a plane. We'll be fine. They're doing amazing things with prosthetic limbs these days. Hey, can you give me a hand?
So who taught you how to fly?
Same person as you,
Matt?
before he deployed.
If you know what I mean. This is your captain speaking. We'll be taking off in a few moments. The stewardess forgot to stock up on those tiny bags of pretzels. Oh no, I was saving that hand for a special occasion.
It's too late. We can't save him.
Are you sure? Because all that happened was he got all of his limbs bit off and then he blew up. Maybe there's still time.
We have to go. We have to go now or he died for nothing. I can't hold it, man. Don't worry. I've done this before.
Hey, you can't take your experience landing a jumbo jet that was hit by a Sharknado and apply it to a single-engine fighter jet. It's an entirely different kind of flying, altogether.
It's an entirely different kind of flying.
Wait, no, you can't just skip past the scene where they get out of the jet and take their clothes off underwater for some reason. I mean, why did they? How did they? I just have so many questions. Well, never mind. I have fewer questions now.
Any idea where we are?
Right where we want to be.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. It's beautiful Universal Studios, located in sunny Orlando, Florida.
Okay, this is impossible. We're 50 miles from the ocean.
Well, if that's your opinion, you're really going to be unhappy when I tell you where they set the opening to Sharknado 4.
April,
I'm not leaving you and my grandchild. I know what I'm doing.
Why don't you ever let me do cool stuff, Mom?
And I'll
You never let me go out with my friends or use my chainsaw hand? I hate you. I hate my life.
Excuse me. Wait. Have you seen my daughter? She's 18. She's about this high. She has long brown hair.
Describes half the girls in the park.
Well, she recently got a haircut that changed the shape of her entire face and body. Does that help?
Follow me and stay close.
Okay, fine. We have time to go on the Minions ride, but then it's back to saving the world.
Take my picture! Please, please, take my picture! Real fast!
There's no time for this. You have to get out of here.
Nova, come on!
Ha! Now I've got his camera. Sucker!
Hey, look at that. Pretty cool, huh?
Oh man, I love this ride, you guys. Come on! There's usually such a long line. Oh no, not Jane! She was such a well-developed and nuanced character, whose name I totally remember before this scene. Excuse me, trying to get on. Excuse me, trying to get on the ride.
What are you doing? That's my wife.
Finn!
Hey, bro, family full of crazy maniacs.
I can't find her. She's not here.
It's almost like she decided not to ride the roller coaster during the deadly shark rain.
How could both our phones be wrong?
Well, you are using Apple Maps.
You looking for this?
Well, I took a detour to California for gas, met up with a booth babe that used to work at my bar, and then this roller coaster threw me into this building.
Do that again?
Crazy day, huh?
Storm's too close. Come on. We gotta find shelter. Let's move. Move it.
You'd think they might eventually decide to shoot these bad weather movies in a place that was occasionally overcast. But so far, no. Why don't they leave these cars parked with the keys still in them? This is so unfair! So Finn and his family get into the giant Universal Studios Orlando globe, which then goes hurtling down the street and squashes hundreds of pedestrians. Again, it's getting really difficult to believe that this is a coincidence.
Next time we have to think these things through.
You've never done that before. Why start now?
Hey, I love you, Grandma May.
Sorry you couldn't make it to the rest of the movie.
Finley, I can see why she loves you.
It's brain trauma, isn't it?
This is a scenario that Lucas modeled. If these Sharknadoes merge, they can take out the entire East Coast.
But I'll still be able to buy gas in California, right?
This one involves several nuclear weapons.
You have a very interesting definition of the word several.
Well, for this one, we're probably going to need NASA.
NASA?
No, I said NASA, but NASA could work too.
Miles high, burning at temperatures hotter than the surface of the sun.
But no nuclear weapons, because those would be bad.
We're hearing that 3 Sharknadoes have hit Charleston, wiping out the entire city.
Here's footage of actual people's lives who have been destroyed in our stupid shark movie.
How are we gonna get to Cape Canaveral?
That's out.
Excuse me? We've already established that those cars don't have the keys in them. It's like this movie doesn't even care about making sense.
You can't take those cars! You can't take those cars!
And thus, Finley Shepard added Grand Theft Auto to his many, many crimes. We then cut to David Hasselhoff, who's playing Finn's father in this movie. Because what the Sharknado franchise really needed was even more people more awesome than Finn Shepard.
He's just making it up as he goes along.
Kind of like Thunder Levin when he was writing the script for this.
Flamed out over Kuwait. Pretty sure I saw a UFO when I was in the space shuttle, but I would want to fight a shark.
That's it, you guys. Aliens, they're canon in the Sharknado universe. When are we going to get some aliens fighting some sharks? It needs to happen today.
Are you okay?
Yeah, why wouldn't I be?
Yeah. I'll do this myself.
Oh, good, because for a second there, I thought you were going to ask someone else to go talk to your dad for you.
Yeah. Wow. She's even prettier than her pictures.
I follow her on Snapchat, you know.
Just ask her to call me Colonel, okay?
You realize you're being super weird right now, right?
Boy or girl?
Nova is definitely a girl. Is your eyesight going, Pops?
The best thing you ever did was winning the heart of that cheerleader.
And the second best thing you ever did was getting her hand bit off so she could have a robot hand with a chainsaw inside.
We all need your help. But I got a plan. The shuttle's solid rocket boosters and the engine combined could produce enough heat. It'd be like a column of flame that would dissipate the storm.
Yep. Well, that's right, everybody. We're talking about sharks in space. And they're going to spend the rest of the scene justifying why that's possible. But I don't care. So let's skip ahead.
Gilbert, I got your message. Are you crazy?
Brian Jonesy Jones, NASA Administrator. Meet my son, Phil.
You realize you don't have to say my full name and nickname and title every time you address me, right, Mr. Shepard?
Okay, team, listen up. I know this is a last-minute call-up, but you are the ones to pull this off.
Sir, you realize we're the accounting department, right?
I don't think we have a lot of choices, huh? This is a Hail Mary.
Which is real bad news, because I'm a Presbyterian.
It's gotta be me and my son, that's it, me and my son.
How about that? He's not prepared. He's never even flown the sim.
Yeah, but he used to play a lot of Afterburner when he was a kid.
Astronaut Shepard?
I'm not an astronaut. That's my dad's gig.
You going out into space, aren't you?
Yeah.
Last I checked, those were the only requirements.
Which is a good thing, because your resume is thin!
It's not as hard as they make it seem. Computers do most of the work.
It's not space I'm worried about. It's the sharks.
And now it's time for Shark Stats with Albert. According to NASA, you have a 1 in 100 chance of dying as an astronaut. On the other hand, you have a 1 in 3,748,067 chance of dying by a shark. In fact, you are many times more likely to be killed in a deer-related incident than you are in a shark-related incident. This has been another episode of Shark Stats with Albert.
Safe flight.
Flight.
By the way, your dad sent me to give this to you. I think he has a crush on me.
Well, yeah, but that's because he's old and he has you confused with Claudia, so...
Hey, I've been meaning to tell you. I think you're gonna make a great father this time.
Last time you really whiffed it, but this time I think you actually have a shot. Oh yeah, looks like the hair plugs are holding up nicely.
The storms, they just keep getting bigger. Every shark in the world must be flying around out there. If I can do this, maybe we get some peace.
Meanwhile, in the future.
30 seconds and counting.
The National Guard has arrived.
That face when you're thankful for Jared Fogler saving you from being Sharknado 3's most problematic cameo.
Hurry up! Get in the chair and buckle up!
And don't play with the cabin lights while I'm driving.
Forward, son!
Are you okay?
No, I'm not good. But save yourself. It's too late for me. Get out of here.
Okay, cool. It was nice meeting you.
I'm out of bullets.
There's no time for makeup, man. Get out of here.
Trust me, they're real. 75 caliber mascara.
And the award for most baffling product placement goes to...
Gun? What do I do with this thing?
Shoot it!
But shouldn't I be shooting the sharks?
Don't worry, son. It's just like riding a bike.
But Dad, you never taught me to ride a bike. Don't you remember?
I don't want our first date to be like this!
There aren't nearly enough sharks. This is all wrong.
Eat popcorn! Talking about our hobbies!
I collect spoons. Did you know that?
There's no more bullets!
And this hollow point eyeliner is no good against tiger sharks.
Come on, let's go!
And lift off on Space Shuttle 10.
Oh man, I knew I should have went before we left.
Let's go.
You're not good enough for Finn Shepard's daughter! What's even worse is this is the third boyfriend she's seen killed like that this week.
Veering off course! Veering off course!
Saying what we're doing! Saying what we're doing!
Watch your pitch! Watch your pitch!
This guy's looking for your curveball, so throw him your changeup.
Colonel Shepard, do you read?
Not very often.
Lose the external fuel tank to get into orbit.
Hey, it's my turn to play Kerbal Space Program. Now let me do what I want.
There she comes. She's coming around. She's coming around.
She'll be coming round the planet when she comes. She'll be coming round the planet when she comes. Oh, she'll be coming around the planet. Be coming round the planet. She'll be coming around the planet when she comes. She'll be riding 6 great white sharks when she comes. She'll be riding 6 great white sharks when she comes. Oh, she'll be riding 6 great white sharks. Be riding 6 great white sharks. She'll be riding 6 great white sharks when she comes.
I thought that didn't work.
That's what you're supposed to think. If we fire that thing directly into the storm, it should ionize the water vapor, give us enough oomph to collapse it.
So, just to be clear here, they had the space lasers that could have shot the Sharknado storms the whole time. But rather than use them first, they said, let's try launching the shuttle in incredibly inclement weather conditions in the hopes that the exhaust from the rockets will light the storm on fire and kill the sharks. And if that doesn't work, then we'll try the space lasers. I'm not complaining. I just wanted everybody to be on the same page here.
I hear you want to do something impossible and dangerous, which is not surprising.
I know it sounds stupid, but
what if we hired a bunch of ninjas to kick the sharks really hard?
Project to use against the storm.
Dad.
It's okay, pal. I'm living my dream.
Flying in space?
No. Being your hero.
Psych. Of course I meant flying in space. You moron. Like you're such a disappointment.
So the little one will always fly.
Yeah, sure, this is great, but can I get some peanuts and a Diet Coke? Bye, Dad. Have fun at space school. I think you liked what I packed in your lunch.
Colonel Shepard is attempting EVA to reach the SDI satellite to form a manual restart.
Thanks for recapping the previous scene, announcer man. I had already forgotten what happened.
Jacksonville has been hit. We're getting reports that sharks are hitting Graceland.
Also, King Kong just stomped on the Vatican and dinosaurs are running loose in Chicago. Unfortunately, no one in any of those places has a camera to record the carnage.
Colonel Shepard, you need to fire this now.
I'll get to it, guys, just as soon as I finish microwaving my Hot Pocket here. And that's the story of how Colonel Shepard lasered thousands of people to death. Mom, do we have to be in Daddy's movie?
Without the fuel tank, how can they retrieve Colonel Shepard?
They can't. And he knew that.
When I detach from the shuttle, you only have enough fuel left in your tank to either come get me or to reorbit, but not enough for both.
This has been another episode of Repeated Information Theater, sponsored by the American Redundancy Society of America.
Incredible. Sharks in space!
This is it, folks. This is what you're here for. This is what you've been waiting for. And if you expect me to have some snarky comments about this, then you have horribly, horribly misjudged me. Just gotta change into my old gym uniform here. Hey, it's a single entendre.
Hell yeah.
How can they survive at space?
How can they survive in a tornado?
You have to admit, he has a point.
Get back to the cockpit!
You know, I was in favor of the Rocketeer reboot, but I'm really starting to have my doubts. Oh, dang, wrong shark. Well, this is embarrassing. Meanwhile, all the sharks that don't have parachutes slam into the ground that wasn't already damaged by the space laser, killing even more people.
Oh, what did I do last night? I can't even remember. Oh, guys, never eat the human at the bottom of the bottle. That is right. It is I, Chainsaw Baby. Now I will be the hero of this franchise.
But no, of course the chainsaw was attached to the robotic hand of April Wexler, Super Ninja. April Wexler, Super Ninja, violently squeezes a baby out of her womb inside a shark. April Wexler, Super Ninja, now with super lactation abilities.
Son.
Dad! Mom! Dad!
Wow, I guess when you fly into space on the space shuttle, you actually don't go very far. Who knew? Well, that's not very realistic. I mean, everybody knows the moon is a hologram. You can't stand on it. It's got the lizard people inside. And that was Sharknado 3. The Sharknado where they finally got it right. At least in my opinion. This is perfect. This is wonderful. This is every single balance of awesome craziness that I ever wanted from Sharknado. You've got sharks in space. You've got Sharknado walls. You've got the president fighting sharks with Finn Shepard. This is everything you could ask for out of a Sharknado movie, and it's perfect for what it is, okay? The pacing is good. The action is good. It all flows into each other really well. It has just enough stuff not to get boring, but also not too much to get over chaotic. It is bonkers and weird and unafraid, and I love it to pieces. Sharknado 3 is the one. This is what I've wanted since I heard the name Sharknado. Okay, this is the idea that I wanted them to go for. This is the flavor and everything that I wanted Sharknado to be, and it's finally on the right track. Sharknado, the first two felt kind of lackluster to me. I'm not gonna lie, but here in 3, something they did absolutely nailed the formula, and I'm so on board with everything this movie's doing. Could not be happier. Will they keep it up with 4? Well, you're gonna have to stick around and find out. But until next time, will they keep it up with 4? Well, that's for another episode. But until then, I'm Albert, for Albert vs. the Asylum, reminding you to consider a lucrative and satisfying career in the growing field of biometeorology.